What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name is AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back with Vampyr. We're gonna come up here. Apparently, there's some new dialogue available with Swansea. Last video, we found out that he turned that Harriet Jones lady into a vampire by giving her God, I'm trying to remember Ashbury's blood. Okay, well, it was telling me that there's new dialogue. How do I zoom in on this map? God, it's weird. Well, I thought I had new dialogue. Nah, I don't know. Well, either way, let's head back. Let's level up. I think we're actually getting close to the end of this game. I don't think there's a whole hell of a lot more. Looking at the trophies. Look at those. His eyes look awesome, in my opinion. Okay, so we got body condition, physical prowess. Again, always think it's a good idea to go. Oh wow, I really only have enough to upgrade that. Well, alright, I'll take more health over everything else. Oh wait, no. Confirm. There we go. Well, yeah, I think we're getting close to the end of the game here. I don't think there's much left. The inhabitants of London live in fear of physicians, delayed interventions, barefaced favoritism, and strange experimental treatments. The scarcity of professionalism is crystallized in Pembroke Hospital, Whitechapel, where dentology was discharged a long time ago. The Pembroke administration hides behind a facade of dedication and God damn it, rectitude? I don't know. But those of us who know any of their patients or worse were among them are aware of their deceit. In this temple devoted to dread, you will have to pay to get a bed. You will catch illness you never knew existed, and your corpse will be relieved of its possessions in the morgue. Here, patients die overnight of wounds they never bore upon their arrival, and they call them accidents. I barely interviewed Dr. Swansea, head of administrations, declared a pedantic timor mortis conturbit me. I don't know. Fear of death confounds me, before forcing us out of the establishment. Quotes in Latin will not be enough to keep us away from this morbidity. Volunteers are welcome to join me tomorrow morning in front of the hospital to demand clear facts about the state of the medical institution. Come in numbers. Fatigue. What's going on here? Not much. There we go. It's out of critical. And that just keeps going down. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Alright. Well, let's talk to Ashbury and get this going. You know, overall, I just, if we really are near the end of this game, this ending could have been done a lot better. Because, I mean, it keeps saying, like, I'm in Act 2 of the game, yet it feels like there should be 3 acts. Well, I mean, generally there should be 3 acts. But it's just, it's weird. It feels like all these mysteries are slowly getting solved, and bam, it's right before the ending. The mysteries are solved, the grand enemy is revealed, then we build up to fighting that grand enemy, and then we conquer over the evil. I mean, that's kind of, that's kind of the way that I see the narrative usually kind of build. Like this, like we don't know who our maker. Well, I think we know who our maker is. It's William Marshall. I mean, if I'm the only one who thinks that, but I mean, that's the entire vibe that I've been getting so far. Is that our maker's been William Marshall. So if that's true, it's acting like the final boss is going to be this disaster or whatever. But why has William Marshall been playing this whole why is William Marshall been playing this whole game of secrets, talking to me like some sort of demon? What is the Spanish flu? Is the Spanish flu really the problem, or is the Spanish flu just something that's coinciding with this this vampire plague that's going around? There's so many weird questions that I think could be solved in a third act, but I don't think there's going to be one. That's just super weird to me. And let's check something here. Main quests, chapter 6. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird to me if there really is not another act. That's just. Sorry, sir. I really hope I'm making sense here. It's just this is oddly constructed, and it feels like we're. It's an expression I like to say. It's kind of like we're sprinting to the end. It's like the game has had a very kind of like slow, methodical build, and then bam, we're there at the end. If anybody remembers The Order 1886, very similar to that. Very, very similar kind of idea, where it was this slow, just methodical build, and then very end of the game, just boom, ends. It doesn't give us any. It doesn't feel like there's a nice build up to the climax and the resolution of the story. It doesn't feel like there's a. It just feels like, bam, all our question or most of our questions are answered. Movie or game over. Yet it feels like there's still a lot more story to be told. Granted, I still think that The Order 1886 needs a sequel. I feel it needs a sequel, because again, there's more there than we've seen, and again, I feel like this is the same thing. I think this title. I think they were trying to do a lot of big budget things, and I've said this before. I think Vampyr was more of a big budget game done by Don't Nod on a smaller budget, if that makes sense. Because I mean, this idea of these communities and the consequences of interacting with these communities and all of that, really neat ideas. And it's really cool interacting with them. It's just, there's something about it that just it feels artificial. It feels very surface level, where it probably could have been done a little deeper. Is she painting with blood?
What fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic.
Look at this close-up of her face.
Gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
He gave no heed. Yeah, he gave no heed to ethics.
No heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth,
Paint? I really hope that's
are
paint.
you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait,
enemy.
no!
Wait, did you know? Okay. Let's check the map here. Alright, so we're... Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
Alright. I've pretty much decided just to run at the very end of the, you know, just kind of stick to the main story. I think we're at that point. I mean, there's still a few outstanding side quests, but you know, I think we've gotten to the point where we're good for the main story.
I'll send you to hell.
No, I mean, I don't want to bash on Don't Nod for this game, because I mean, I really do think this title is really interesting. God, Don't Nod's also working on another action title right now. Oh, what's it called? Why is Twin Peaks the only thing that's in my mind? It's that dude. He has amnesia. I can't remember the name of it. Really interesting idea for a game. I'm really interested in it. I cannot remember what it was. We got a look of it right before.
Purer than that of William Marshall. Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a trip.
Towards the equality between men and women.
God, we gotta look at it.
Sir, you are not welcome.
Oh, we gotta look at that game. I think right before E3. I can't remember what they're working on, and I hope it's good. I'm not sure if it's going to be an action game. Part of me feels like it could also be another kind of a narrative adventure style with some action components. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be doing with that game yet. But I mean, that one looks really good. But again, it's God. Didn't they do that game? I'm gonna look this up right now. I'm pretty sure they did that game. Remember Me. I promise. All of this is leading to a point. Yeah, Don't Know did that. Really, that game is a 9 out of 10 on Steam. Weird. I did not think that game was that good. Sorry, I'll get to this point here. I think Don't Nod does not have a lot of luck with these kind of action adventure sort of style games. I mean, this one I call more of an action RPG, but be it Remember Me, be it this game, that next one, if it is going to be more action adventure style, I'm not entirely sure yet.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
I have... Well, by improvise, I'm just gonna beat the crap out of people until they let me talk to the dude. Like I said, leading to a point, I think they work better when they try and do smaller, more kind of like independent style games, stuff like Life is Strange. And I'm not saying they have to stick to, you know, I'm not saying that, oh, they should stick to those kind of comic booky narrative adventure slice of life titles. Because this game has a really interesting lore, has a really interesting world connected to it. I just don't think that the studio, and this is gonna sound like I'm bashing on the team who worked on it, and that is not my intent. My intent is, or what I'm, god damn, I am getting my ass kicked. What I'm trying to say is, to me, it seems like this game needed a bigger team. If they could have had more people working on it, they could have probably done more. I think it kind of also comes down to money. Again, nothing against Focus Home Interactive, but I mean, they worked with Spiders on like the Technomancer, another really cool game that had a lot of good ideas. This game very similar to that one. That one kind of felt like a low-budget BioWare game, in all honesty. And again, I don't like saying that because to me it feels like I'm bashing on them, and it's not what I'm trying to do. If I'm gonna bash on somebody, I'm gonna bash on Team Eco for The Last Guardian. But no, I feel like this game, just if it was done by a bigger team with more money, with more resources, I think this game could have been better than the 7 out of 10 that I'm sitting at. I think it could have been much better than what I'm probably going to end up giving it when we really do finish it out. God, this is... But yeah, I mean, again, that's just my opinion on the studio. Like Don't Nod. I just wish they'd stick a little bit more with those kind of like smaller, independent slice of life titles. I got murdered. And again, not because that's just what they. I mean, I think that's what their studio got really known for because of Life is Strange, and I think they did that game exceptionally well. Again, would I call The Life is Strange one of the greatest games of all time? No. But was it still was it still a good game? Yes. I think that was probably the best thing that Don't Nod has put out, and I think that's stuff like that is probably what they should stick with a little bit and grow a little bit more as a company before they... And also note, this is just some punk with a YouTube channel's opinion on the studio. But again, I see that as that's the stuff they should be focusing on. It's kind of like the studio doesn't have a niche, if that makes sense. Like, they don't have a type of game that they're known for. They're doing so many weird, different kind of projects. Like CD Projekt Red has RPGs and The Witcher. Technically, they also have a online TCG, but let's forget about Gwent. Now, BioWare also has RPGs. Sledgehammer and all the Treyarch and all of them who work on all the CODs. I mean, they have first-person shooters. I mean, studios have niches that they grow into, and then they can kind of break out and do some other stuff like BioWare's doing with Anthem. That's just kind of the way I'm viewing the way I kind of see Don't Nod right now is just they're trying to find their niche, and I think they found it with Life is Strange, but I don't think that they're. I don't know. Again, there's no way I can say this without sounding like an absolute asshole, without making it sound like, oh, well, stay in your lane. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just, I don't know. I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. Alright, note to self. Do not itch nose while fighting vampires who are 7 levels ahead of you. Jeez. Dude moves around too much for my shadow skill to be effective. So basically, yeah, I gotta keep up this. I gotta keep up my game of dancing around him. Just kind of letting that stamina stay up. All right, I'm making progress. Oh crap. Alright, let the stamina come back. Let's get a heal in. Alright, there we go. That was a good chunk of damage that I was able to just do. Come on. There we go. Get a bite. Get away, replenish the stamina. Get our blood back. Oh crap. Oh my fucking lord! He's dead. Sorry I cut out that last attempt. I thought, what's the point?
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to
Bring it.
Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
Interfering with my mission. This is the city's last hope.
This is more important than the club, you, or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Thank you. Did you really have to make me kill that guy? You couldn't have made that easier? You couldn't have just... whatever. Okay, who's the next one? We need to see McCollum and also dig through the hospital. The F is McCollum. He's over there. Wonderful.
Support.
All right, I'm back. Thought I wouldn't. I didn't think I'd make you sit all the way through me. You know, running all the way over here. Kind of hoping we don't have to fight McCollum again. I'm kind of hoping he'll just kind of let the fact that I kicked his ass at the hospital kind of just be the end of it. I think he also kind of owes us for the whole not turning him into a vampire thing. Or how that side slash just lifted him off his feet and threw him. Why are they based in the hospital?
If I really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Why is he hanging out in the hospital? Or the graveyard?
Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCollum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCollum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, You will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
Jeez.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
Whoa, so your brother was also a vampire?
Will the guard of Prewin
Jeez.
now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stoll brothers.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. But she is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
Adieu.
Until we meet again.
I mean, I'm glad he realizes we're not necessarily on opposite sides, but why is he now just like okay with us? I mean, I really don't get, like, this is almost like a total 180 from when we fought him in the hospital, and we let him go, and he basically said, "Next time I'll kill you." Instead, we see him and he just gives up and acts like, "Oh, well, I guess we're on the same side. We want the same things. Oh, well, I can't. I wish I could join you on this crusade, but this isn't my fight. Why can't you join us? Help us out, dude." It's just, the writing there felt like it was done to be all poetic, but in the end, it makes no sense narratively. Because like I said, there is nothing stopping him from aiding us. Hey man, fight each other. I do not care. I'm just getting the hell out of there. It's like I said. I think some of the decisions there just they didn't make any real sense. It just, like I said, it seems like they made decisions for a narrative like they used all of those fancy words just to kind of make it cool narratively and kind of have that I still hate you, but we can end this if we work together sort of vibe. But it failed to do that. It was still kind of cynical and didn't make sense with everything. I just, again, I really hope I'm making sense here, that I'm not just like blathering randomly. Well, I mean, yes, I understand that I am blathering randomly, but you know what I mean. God, I love that move.
I'll kill it!
To the Pembroke.
Crush the leech,
Cheese it.
boys. You leech! You cannon! Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! Come!
You have no proof I'm a vampire. You're just seeing a guy in a trench coat with an axe. For all you know, I could be hunting vampires. And where does he hide that axe? Are they gonna chase me? Okay, I'm like, there's got to be some sort of barrier that holds those guys back. Before we do anything, I want to see if what's his face is back yet. Oh, there you are.
Jonathan, my dear, I can never thank you enough.
Oh God, he looks creepy.
Come now, you know what I mean. I am, well, I'm just like you.
Have you no shame? Must I remind you of your ludicrous actions? Of the innocent men and women who died at your hands?
Shame is for mortals, Jonathan. I know it now, and you should too. We are something else. Something more.
I hate you.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
Well, I could tear you to pieces for what you did.
Everyone will find you. Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
How do you feel since you changed?
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
It's kind of messed up, my dude.
Have you news of Geoffrey McCullum? I'm sure both of you would have quite an interesting discussion after recent events.
He left the hospital without being treated for the severe beating you gave him.
Yeah, we
We'll
did.
meet again soon enough.
Do you not think he will kill you where you stand?
Funny you should mention it. I asked him once what he would do if I were a vampire. He said he would give me an hour for old time's sake.
What will you do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts.
Goodbye.
Crazy bastard. How would you want to bet he tries to kidnap somebody or kidnap? Well, again, if this game was longer, yeah, who wants to bet that he'd kidnap us and then perform experiments on Reed?
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Wait, can we seriously not touch garlic? Like, was that one of the vampire rules in this game? They're never very clear. Oh. Great. The Pre-win's here. I'm not sure if I'd rather deal with them or the skulls. Nah, I'd rather deal with Pre-win. And all, like, some of the scowls are actually, like, dangerous. I mean, the rogue scowls, not so much. I mean, them I can handle extremely easily. But the like the blinkers and like, yeah, the scowls have plenty of annoying enemy variants. The pre-win guys, yeah, dealing with pre-win shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Dead body. It's telling me to go up. So, in all honesty, I'm gonna go up. Oh, great, there's scowls upstairs. I'm just gonna avoid the basement. Oh, great, there's also a chaplain. And not the Charlie variety. Ah, knee slapping good times. Really? The power of the Lord compels you. So close.
Remember your vows, friends. Stay back, beast. He's dead.
Yeah. Are you surprised?
Away with you.
Alright, you and me, dude. I don't care if Grimace walks with you. You want to know why I brought up Grimace? Ah, fuck if I know. What happens when I eat McDonald's? I start saying crazy shit. Oh, man. You know, I love McDonald's. I haven't eaten there in a while, and I just decided to get it today. And oh my gosh, it feels so good eating it. The burgers, the fries. Oh, it's great. They changed their apple pies. I'm not too happy about that, but that's beside the point. But but man, I sitting here now, I feel like there's a weight in my stomach. Like there's a like does anybody know that feeling? Like, and I'm not one of those people that get that way. Like I can eat just absolute crap and not feel bad. Well, okay, I mean it'll happen like sometimes. Like when I eat a bunch of candy. But I mean, like I can eat like fast food 3 meals a day, and I know people who just don't feel good like the entire day after they do that. I feel fine, but I had one meal from McDonald's today, and I'm just sitting here going, ugh. It makes me sad. Oh, oh, is he dead? Thank God.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
1. How is garlic good against blood poisoning? 1. 2. How is since when could he not touch garlic? Like I thought that was one of those like myths or whatever that wasn't in this game. And 3, since when did insulin and garlic share properties? Like, was that a scientific fact that I did not know? It's just like if my friends with diabetes eat a bunch of garlic, like will they not need their insulin? Like is that how that works? I highly doubt that's how that works, because that sounds absolutely ridiculous. I'm confused. Alright, time to go create the antidotes.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Alright guys, well that will be the end, probably of the series, but right now this is going to call the end of this video. I want to say, as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com, links to all that stuff can be found down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. Until then, my name's AJ Gels, this is the Vampyr Gaming Channel, I'm out.